Manny, what are you feeling right now?
Man, I just want to thank God for giving me this victory. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible.
Hey everyone, what I'm talking about today is congratulations to Andy Ruiz Jr. He is the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world, like the first, the #1 Mexican. So he just beat Joshua last week. And in and of itself, that's what I was going to do this video about last week, was him defeating Joshua. But there's more to the story than him just being the first heavyweight Mexican champion. Okay, he's got three belts with him now that he took from Joshua. With that, he's so much Mexican. I mean, it's cool. He's Mexican and Mexican-American that he went to the Olympics for Mexico in boxing. Okay, now if you notice, most Mexicans aren't big, especially that big. And there's been some jokes and videos out there of him and his weight. Like, he's got a big waist. I don't know what that guy's got, like a 50-inch waist. But he moves like what? I don't know, like a lightweight. And then on top of that, he punches like a super heavyweight. So he fights like a typical Mexican boxer. In the pocket, like he'll stand there and throw them. He's big on body shots. That guy throws body shots all day long. So he's hitting Joshua with body shots until the hands dropped, and then he'd start touching him in the face, punching him in the head. So he's what you call it. He's a 100% Mexican and 100% Mexican fighter, how he does. And with that, it goes, he's got a Mexican coach. Okay, so that's the first coach to train, the first Mexican heavyweight fighter. So now here's a weird part about this. Most everybody does not know, or they're unable to see what's behind the scenes, okay? So Manny Ruiz, Ruiz's coach, had some guys leave camp, and they're not training with him any longer. So lo and behold, what do you know, after that, now he made history. Like, even if he just keeps Andy, and that's perfect, that's all he needs. But some guys left his team, left his camp, and he puts a lot of time and effort into his fighters, and he takes a lot of that away from his family so he can give to the guys who are fighting. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. And so say, for example, he's got Andy as his #1 fighter, and he'll have other guys come in, some pro, some not, okay? But he still goes to the smaller shows with those other fighters, and some is amateurs, some are 4-rounders, some are 6-rounders, but he's not getting paid for that. And if he is, it's pennies. It's not even worth it. So he's taken away from time from his family to go with these other guys who he needs training partners for Andy. Okay, so people think like these guys are making all this money, and now they're going to start making some money with Andy because he's the #1 guy now, and they've got offers coming in. And so it's said if he fights here, Andy can get $50 million. I think he really wants to fight in Mexico, but we'll see how that goes down. So now they're going to start making some money. So, Manny's coach, or excuse me, Andy's coach will start making some money. But there's a lot of things behind the scene that people don't get to see, like specifically time away from the family. Like me and my guys, we train pretty much every day of the year. We'll train Christmas, Easter, New Year's, all that stuff. We train morning, nights, we just go. And then my son Tanner, when he was growing up, he's been around this whole industry, so he's used to it. But like, there's been times when I've had to work through holidays teaching these guys, but he's understood. Okay, so he's been around. That's what he knows. It's not really different to him. And then when it came time for him to fight, we trained every day. We didn't take any days off. And then it came to premonition, so he's undefeated in his fight career right now. So it just goes to show that he was able to come with me. So it made it a little bit different on that. But you do take time away from your family with these guys. And now Andy is just like Manny's son, regardless if he would have won that fight or not, but he is, okay? So my point with this whole thing is, don't leave, or a lot of points actually, the guys that left the camp, now I'm coming back to Carson Gracie, so we're mixing some boxing and some MMA with this. Carson Gracie had a word called creonch. Creonch meant that you weren't a traitor, you were loyal to your team, and you were loyal to your coach. There's guys that come in, and if they're fighting, and if they're not necessarily winning, and Carson was the best coach there was, okay, and there is. So he passed away some years back ago. So, but these guys get butthurt because they're not winning, and other guys are, and then they leave. Okay, that's on you. If your coach is giving you all he's got, you need to suck it up and do what you got to do, to make it. So don't put that on your couch if he's giving you actual attention with that. Okay. And that's most of the time what happens. And these guys get butthurt, like, oh, I'm not doing what I should, and then they leave. You got to stick it out. There's another one, Conor McGregor. his team by far is not, as a whole, the best as as other teams, especially here in the States or other one. But he sticks it out with them, and he puts what they don't have in knowledge or experience, maybe they put in through hard work. Okay, so Connor's kept with his team, and he's got offers to go to all sorts of other teams, different teams, more successful teams. Connor, in and of himself, is successful, but his other teams teammates have been kind of suspect. But he stayed with his team. So that word crionch, it means don't be a cringe, don't be a loser, don't be that guy that's going to bounce on your team, on your coach. Okay, be loyal to your coach, and that's what Andy was to Manny, his coach. Okay, and look what happened. Now he's number one. He's number one in the world, and he made history. He's the first Mexican heavyweight boxing champion of the world. So there was a lot with this video to take in. I just wanted to give props to Andy for winning the title and sticking it out with his coach, and his coach for sticking it out all those years, not making money, doing what he had to do to get these guys where they need to be. So that's what I got to say about that. Congratulations, and thank you for watching. If you got questions, comments, please let me know. Hit the like, hit me up with some subscribe, like it if you do, and if there's something else I can cover, hit me up with it, because I'll get it. So if you didn't know, now you know.